The Supreme Court has ruled that terror suspects cannot sue the former Bush administration officials for the way the detainees were treated after the attacks of 9/11. The lawsuit that sparked the entire debate claims that the officials mistreated detainees based upon religion. Shannon Bream covers the court for us. Shannon, exactly what did the detainees claim happened to them, and which officials are we talking about here?
Well, Shep, they say that they were caught up in an FBI roundup and that they were put aside in a special detention facility in Brooklyn where they were mistreated because they were simply Muslim males. They say that they weren't allowed to practice their religion. They were subject to verbal and physical abuse. They say it's all because of their religion and their race and their national background. So they're pointing the fingers at former Attorney General John Ashcroft and also FBI Director Robert Mueller. And they say those guys at the very highest levels knew what was going on. They should have to pay, Shep.
All right, Shannon, I want to let our viewers know that the White House briefing is scheduled to begin just less than 2 minutes from now. When it does begin, we'll take you there, as we believe discussions on Nancy Pelosi and the CIA may be a part of this. We'll get to that. You won't miss a bit. But first, Shannon, this certainly wasn't an open and shut case. A split decision here, right, regarding these detainees' suit?
Absolutely right. It was one of those tough 5-4 splits. Again, the swing justice, as is often the case, Justice Anthony Kennedy was the swing vote, siding with the conservatives in the court. They ended up being the majority here, and he wrote for the majority, and he said, of course, in the wake of 9/11, all we can factor from your allegations is that top law enforcement officials were trying to make the very best decisions. They knew that the hijackers came from a certain place and had a certain background in religion, and yes, some people were probably caught up in that, but these detentions and the way these men were treated had nothing to do with their race or religion. It simply was a byproduct of law enforcement trying to do their job in the wake of 9/11, Shep.
All right, changes are coming to the court. David Souter is on his way out. Somebody yet undetermined on the way in. How did David Souter vote on this thing?
He actually was in the dissent with those 4 more liberal justices, and he wrote for the dissent. You know, he's taken some heat by court watchers and people who are watching him on his way out, who say he hasn't authored a lot of strong opinions. Well, he did author this dissent, and he said that the majority has no real basis for ignoring these allegations and their potential connection between these top officials and the way that subordinates were treating these folks. He clearly was on the side of these prisoners and not the top law enforcement officials and government officials who were named in the case, Shep.
Shannon Bream, live on Capitol Hill. Thank you. Good to see you.